In 2021, a user called Illuminati Pirate posted a thread titled "Dead Internet Theory. Most of the internet is fake." The internet feels empty and devoid from people, they wrote. The promise of a free exchange between humans felt gone, and the internet, in their view, had been hijacked by a powerful few. The idea spread fast. YouTube videos, then mainstream media. But the real inflection point was a 2021 Atlantic piece. Maybe you missed it, but the internet died 5 years ago. Since then, almost every conversation has pointed back to this article. But today, you don't have to wear a tinfoil to see why people buy into it. In this video, I'm gonna show you how the dead internet is already hurting you. Your grandma's next scammer will sound exactly like you. Fake prophets are buying their way to legitimacy using AI bot farms. AI is better at changing your mind than your best friend. Your politicians' election results might have been decided by a $500 bot package. And finally, what you can actually do about it before you lose money, time, or worse. The dead internet theory says that the web is increasingly shaped by not real humans, but by automated systems. This is not just about AI. The industrialization started years ago, with SEO sludge, click farms, spams, and engagement baits. The LLM era simply made it faster, cheaper, and more convincing. You've probably heard the line that in 2024, roughly half of the entire web traffic was accounted to bots. It doesn't mean that half of the entire internet conversations are fake. It just means that the direction is obvious, and the more we go into this AI thing, the more synthetic the internet will be. And the scariest part about this is not just it's gonna shape what you see, it's gonna shape what you trust and what you believe. So the real question isn't, is this happening? The real question is, how much of this is real and who profits if it isn't? Look at these pictures. The $1 trillion club had a party when they probably discussed something important. Yeah, this one is fake. Deepfakes exploded with the AI boom. What used to take a whole team now requires just one enthusiast with a laptop. And the scam versions are getting so good that in some cases it can even break through your biometrical security systems, for example in your bank or some governmental applications. Let's look at this example.
A video of what appeared to be Elon Musk encouraging a new investment opportunity turned out to be a devastating fraud for Doug and Victoria Lloyd.
What me is, how could I let this happen to us?
CTV News spoke to the couple in January of last year, telling us they were scammed out of $177,000. Doug Lloyd says seeing what turned out to be a deepfake technology video, they were scammed after a fake financial advisor pulled money from their line of credit over a series of months.
This was a year ago. The problem isn't only the quality. It's how cheap and accessible it had become. Fake faces, fake voices, fake conversations. This is really becoming dangerous for the ones who are not born into this era. So it's worth at least warning your older relatives. We still can catch some deepfakes because of the uncanny valley effect. But this advantage we have naturally is shrinking. For example, look at this video.
My name is Egon Cholokian. I am an intelligence educator. I prepare intelligence personnel for clandestine service. The focus of my career has been centered on the intelligence component of national security.
Do you think this guy is real? This question came up on a stream of a political streamer, Destiny.
This is a 3.5-hour video, okay? With a couple of sometimes strange audio glitches.
His name is Egon Cholokian, or at least this is what he says. And apparently he's some kind of a really good scientist. But here's some evidences that suggest that his videos are deepfake.
Go to the channel and check the comments. I did. All these comments are bots. This account shows up in chat and he says, are people saying this Cholokian guy isn't real? I found a court document that looks like from a case involving the guy. Account was created minutes before typing this message in chat. So we have a federal court case and it's the guy, the FBI, I think the state of Massachusetts. Yeah, I noticed that the state was misspelled up here.
And discrediting AllatRa is equivalent to the cost of only...
No, hold on.
But the man himself is real. And if you, for example, try to doubt that on the Reddit, you'll almost always gonna get a response from some guy who'll gladly explain you why you're wrong. So why would anyone create a deep fake videos of a fake scientist and distribute it on all platforms? And even more, why would they defend this guy on all other platforms as well? Well, I'm gonna save your time. I'm just gonna show you the facts that I found and you make your own conclusions. Egon appears to be linked to some pseudoscientific, pseudo-religious cult named AllatRa or the Creative Society branding. Some investigations concluded that this actually is a pro-Russian propaganda machine that was working in Ukraine during 2010s. It wasn't massive, but it was organized. After they've been banned from both Russia and Ukraine, they shifted their operations into the US and Europe, and they are paying lobbyists to spread their messages about climate catastrophes and free religions. Personally, I truly don't understand what's the end goal for them. But maybe it's just money and power, I don't know. You may say, great, but how is this related to the main topic of the video? Remember I told you that there are people who defend this Egon guy on all the platforms, for example Reddit. Yeah, and you've probably concluded yourself that they are not real people, they're bots. And there are many of them. They act on different platforms to influence people's opinions. For example, it's really easy to be fooled by a bot on Reddit simply because you haven't developed that feeling for the platform yet. But what if these bots are actually good enough to persuade normal Reddit users? Well, thanks to the researchers of Technical University of Zurich, we have answer for that question. And it will shock you. In 2024 to 2025, researchers of the University of Zurich tested their bots on maybe one of the most human corners in the entire Reddit, in the subreddit called Change My View. The whole point of the subreddit is honest debate. You post your opinion, people try to challenge it, and if somebody changes your mind, you award them a delta. And the delta is basically a built-in persuasion scoreboard. The researchers used AI-driven accounts without disclosing they were AI. The whole experiment lasted about 4 months, and they tried different styles and different methods. And the early results in the draft were wild. The AI comments got deltas at rates 3 to 6 times higher than regular humans. Personalized and even generic AI replies both outperformed regular users. But due to the political reasons, this research of course caused a backlash. The AI mods said that this research wasn't authorized and the accounts were immediately banned. Eventually, this research got the university really unpleasant ethical problems, and the lead investigator got a really serious warning from the top management of the university. The key takeaway from this story is that already in real world, AI is outperforming human at being persuasive elements. They can influence our opinions better than real humans. And now imagine, is there any other industry where persuasion or changing people's opinions can worth billions of dollars? Of course, it is politics. Let's talk about 2016 US presidential election.
We need somebody that literally will take this country and make it great again.
Oxford's computational propaganda team checked the major election hashtags, and they've noticed that the bot activity during the time was at an all-time high. They also noticed a trend that the highly automated pro-Trump activity was outweighing the pro-Clinton activity by a factor of 4 to 1 or even 5 to 1 during the peak time of the election. The pattern looked very deliberate and timed around the key election moments. But what's most interesting about that is all the automatic bot activity was shut down after the vote. Now the important part. A separate economic study used Twitter data from both Brexit and US election, and they tried to translate all of these bot activities into a real world results. In simple words, they tried to estimate how many percentage points all of those candidates got by using these AI bot farms. And the results suggest that the bots could account for roughly 3 percentage points of the entire Trump vote share. This doesn't prove that bots won the election. But in a close race, few percentage points can make the difference between the history and a footnote. What I'm trying to say is that algorithms, AI bots, and automated activities on very big social platforms like YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, it doesn't matter, can already be so influential that they change the course of history. They change the results of the elections. They change what you believe and what you trust. And if you think that you are smart enough to differentiate between bots and real humans' activities, let's just do a small mind experiment. Let's picture the internet 5 years from now. Your feed becomes so hyper-personalized that your version of reality is not just different, it's engineered. If an algorithm wants you to buy a shoe, it won't just show you one ad. It will create a fake narrative around it. Of course, it sounds stupid, but just imagine, literally the entire internet screams about it. And if you're not diligent enough and you cannot check the primary sources or whatever, you buy the entire warehouse of shoes. You think you're smarter than everyone, you've invested thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, I don't know, and you think that you're gonna be rich as fuck in half a year. Congratulations. You just got fucked by a synthetic storyline. Of course, I'm exaggerating. The shoe shortage problem doesn't sound very scary to you, but this is just a small warning. We are already moving into countless micro bubbles. Different groups already see the same events through manufactured frames. Sometimes nobody's right, but sometimes one group is being nudged into decisions that benefit others. And this is the real quiet danger of the dead internet era. It's not about that we will not have real human interactions anymore. It's about the fact that the volume of the manufactured, cheap, artificial traffic will be so high, you will literally not be able to differentiate between fake and truth. So what I'm doing, and what I truly believe everyone should do to avoid getting fooled by fake manufactured news or whatever, is to just follow these simple steps. For big decisions, I always try to verify with primary source. If I want to understand what happened in some situation, I always verify and cross-check different platforms. This will give me an average angle on the real situation that is cleared from both leftists, rightists, or whatever opinions on the matter. For really big purchases, just do a 24 hours delay. It will save your ass from a financial disaster. And the last but not least, reduce algorithmic control where you can. Don't accept cookies. Turn off all the recommendation and personalization systems everywhere you can. I mean, YouTube, X, Instagram, whatever. Because these systems understand what you like, or let's say what you're getting hooked by. And don't be paranoid. For already more than a decade, humans are not only the audience. We're the target, we're the data, and we are the products. The trend is not in our favor, but it is only in our hands to save the situation. Thank you for watching this.